Good morning. Hello, my dear Sarah. It's a little later than the last one I made. It's about 6:30 here in America. I'm not sure if you can hear, but the birds have already started. Hope they keep going for a little while. It's going to take just a few minutes for us to talk. Then we're going to do a little meditation, a little different style than last time, and we're going to see if we can address some of those fears and anxieties that you've been facing. New motherhood is a challenge, not just this postpartum anxiety that you've been dealing with. It's also a challenge, isn't it, to take care of a new little life. Up all night sometimes and lots of poopy diapers. I remember, but also a lot of love, mostly from you to your baby, mostly from mommy to baby, because babies they love us, but they don't they don't know how to channel love. They don't know, they're all need. They're need. They're not selfish. They're just so helpless. And that's what we're going to try to address today. That you have a life depending on you so thoroughly. I think that can sometimes cause us to be fearful and anxious about the future, about the things we can control and the things we cannot control. Sarah, you are an excellent mother. Your mom, Trish, was an excellent mother. And I know that. I have met you both. I've seen you together. But I can tell you this. Although I feel like I am an excellent father, I'm not a perfect one. I call to mind a quote that says, excellence does not require perfection. What that means is that you can be really, really good at something even if you're not perfect at it. And that's what we're going to have to face. That we're not perfect beings. We can't force ourselves to be perfect, not even for our child. We're going to have to give that up a little bit. All right. Now, today's going to be a little different. Today, anytime you want to listen to this over, um, we're going to include Violet today. So, if she's not with you now, uh, go ahead and get her. Go to your favorite spot, whether it's out on a balcony, backyard, um, snuggled in your bedroom. Remember, like last time, we want only natural lighting or darkness. We want only the sounds of nature or silence. If you don't feel like you can hold Violet for the whole 20 minutes or 30 minutes this is going to take, then uh, get her in a stroller outside or a bassinet, I was going to say. I don't know if they're still called that. A little carrier, a baby carrier, and put her next to you so that she's there with you. Her presence, her spirit is still touching you. I know it always touches you, doesn't it? But I want her physically close to you, okay? And if you haven't eaten but you feel hungry, then go ahead and get a bite to eat. If you want to stretch your legs, for sure do that. Take a little walk. I'm gonna, just like last time, I'm gonna take a minute just to be quiet while you get yourself ready. You can stop this audio now, and I'll be here when you come back. Love you, Sarah. So good to have you back. Do you feel like you're ready? I think you are. I think we're both ready. I think all three of us are ready. All right. So we're going to begin as we did last time. Feet flat on the floor. Sitting up, I think, if you've got Violet with you, is best. But you can lie next to her if you want. Hands comfortably in your lap. Or, excuse me, you're holding Violet today, so hands comfortably around Violet. The invisible string is pulling you up from the top of your head, so your spine is straight, your neck is lengthened. And now 3 deep breaths. And we're going to do it like last time, where we take in every sip of air we can, we hold it, and then we let it out slowly. But this time I want us to emphasize that when we're letting it out, we're releasing all our tension. Okay, so I'll talk us through the first couple, then we'll do a third alone. In through the nose. Every sip of air you can get. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And now slowly through the mouth, out. Feel your shoulders drop when you breathe out. Feel all the tension in your back, all the tension in your legs, your arms. Even though you're holding Violet, you shouldn't be tense about it. Try to just cradle her in your arms the way I know you want to. Not clinging to her, but just being with her, comforting her. Okay, second breath in through the nose. Every sip of air you can get. Hold it, hold it. Out through the mouth, taking with it all the tension you feel, all the muscle tension. Third one, in, hold, out. Release the muscle tension and the mental tension this time. You're feeling very relaxed now, and that's a very good thing. Now, we're going to do some visualization, but we're going to keep our eyes closed the whole time. So we never look at our surroundings. We only see with our mind's eye. It doesn't have to be perfect what you visualize. It's largely symbolic. But now, through your mind's eye, I want you to see your surroundings. I want you to see what's in front of you. Just before you closed your eyes, you saw this thing. You saw what was there. Recall it, reconstruct it with your mind. See it in every detail you can. See it as though you're looking at it with your natural eyes. I want you, without tipping your head down, without opening your eyes, I want you to see Violet. So your perception is no longer within yourself, it's outside of yourself. You can see yourself holding Violet. You see the two of you together. You're looking straight ahead, and yet you can see her. You can see her in your arms. You can see what's behind you in your mind's eye. You're now stepping away from yourself. You see yourself sitting with her. You see your surroundings. it's a room you're in. I don't know if it's the backyard. It doesn't matter. You know. You see what you know. I want you to hold that thought. What you know, you can see with your mind. Now, we're not going to exactly fly because you're going to stay where you are, sitting with Violet while the perception of you rises. We're not going to be blocked by the roof or anything like that. I can still see myself sitting where I am, phone in hand, eyes closed, but I see myself from an increasing distance. And as I do that, I can see more of my surroundings. I, for example, am in my backyard, but I'm facing the back of my house. So as I increase the field or the height of my perception, I see my house in front of me. I see me in the backyard, my house. I see Bobo. And I don't know where Sammy is. I can't hear him, but I'm going to put him there. I imagine he's probably sitting in his usual spot. I can see the house behind me. I can see the trees. I planted these trees. I know where they are. I don't have to open my eyes. I'm going higher. I'm going higher. I'm floating. My perception is rising. Deep breath in and out again. I see my neighborhood. I see all the people in their beds rising for their work days. I can still see myself in the backyard. I'm surrounded by life, surrounded by houses. I'm rising still. I see the city I'm in. The city I'm in borders onto the lagoon. I can see it in my mind's eye. I can no longer directly perceive myself. I'm too far up there, but I know I'm still here. Even when I can't see myself, I know, I feel. I remember what we know creates what we see with our mind. I'm rising still. I can see the Florida Peninsula beneath me. What can you see? Do you see Melbourne? And then Victoria? And then the entire continent of Australia? And we rise. We see the ocean around us. Not around us, around our country, around our continent. We rise. We rise. We see the earth. We don't have to look distinctly anymore with our mind's eye. We know we're looking at the earth. Visual acuity is not what we're after. We're after the symbolism. Our perception is from outside the earth now. And we are rising. The earth is not the highest, not the greatest thing in our mind's eye. We see the sun, the solar system. We are rising. The sun is now far behind us. We are in the emptiness of space. We can't see anything very clearly. We see some stars. And then we realize something. It's not empty. We're there. And with us is the higher power. For me, I call it God. I'm with God now. Your higher power is what you know. to be the higher power. That is what I want you to see in your mind's eye. Whatever it is for you, darling, is correct. It is right. It is real. See with your mind's eye your higher power, not with visual acuity, but with the symbolism, the feel, the knowledge that you are not alone, darling. You will never be alone. And I said we weren't going to fly, but we are now with the higher power. We're no longer sitting or laying where we were. We are with the higher power. Violet is with you still in your arms. The two of you are facing your destinies. Your destinies are intertwined, but they are not exactly the same. The Buddha tells us when a child is born, only one of two things can happen. The child buries the parent, or the parent buries the child. Whatever you believe about life, death, and what comes after death, it is something we have to face individually. You know that for yourself. You know you're in life alone. It's a very hard thought, and I know you can handle it because you're so mature. I'll tell you a secret now, Sarah. When we first met, you were in your early 20s. You had some growing up to do. And then something terrible happened in our lives. We lost Riley. And as terrible as that was, it freed me to live my life. And it helped you to grow up into the beautiful, loving, giving, sweet person that you are, Sarah. You are a miracle. Good has come from bad, and it will again and again and again. That is the nature of the higher power. If we were facing life, death, and whatever follows truly alone, it would be so terrible. But the higher power comforts us. The higher power gives us strength and peace. The higher power makes good from bad. Trust in the higher power with Violet. Yes, not just yourself. With your child now, Sarah. She's in your arms. You want to hold her forever. But there will come a time you cannot. Perhaps you believe you will be reunited as I believe, but perhaps you don't. It really doesn't matter because in between there will always be a period when you are separated. One is alive, one is not. Like you and Trish. It's hard to imagine what it was like 6 months ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, 11 years ago. We had our loved ones with us here on earth, and yet we squandered it. We didn't make every moment precious. We weren't perfect with them. Excellence does not require perfection. We were excellent with them. You were an excellent daughter to Trish. I was was an excellent father to Riley. Nobody's saying we were perfect. You were an excellent partner to my son. And I know that. And it's hard, but we had to give him to the higher power, didn't we? Okay, here comes the hard part, Sarah. You are with the higher power. Violet is in your arms, only in your mind's eye. Take Violet in your arms, in your hands, lift her up to the higher power, and recognize in your heart she never really belongs to you. She belongs to herself and to the higher power. You will not be a perfect mother, but you will be an excellent mother. You are an excellent mother. You love her. You truly love her. And I don't mean a selfish, oh, she's good to me, love. I love the way we look together. I mean, you would give your life for your child. I know you, Sarah. But the higher power isn't going to ask that, probably. The higher power is going to ask, can you give your day to your child? Can you give your attention to your child? Can you give your patience to your child? Can you give your love to your child? And of course, it all starts with what's inside of us. We have to love ourselves. We have to be patient with ourselves. We have to give ourselves our attention. We have to give ourselves some time. And then when we charge all that up inside ourselves, it overflows onto those we love. And we give them with abundance. We give them without limit. Not perfection, but we give and give and give. All your life, you're going to be giving to Violet. And you're going to love it. And she's going to love you. But you will never have a perfect day. And you will never have the guarantee that you'll have tomorrow. Either together or alone. No guarantees. But that's okay. I think personally, I'm not sure, but I think that may be the source of your fear and anxiety. You love your daughter so much, and yet you can't guarantee her tomorrow. You're very smart, Sarah. You're very, very wise. You know tomorrow is not promised to any of us, not even our children. But the higher power promises us that it will always be there for us. It will always be there for our children. It will make good from bad. It will take our mistakes, flip them over into goodness, and multiply them by 1,000. Okay. Did you mentally offer the higher power, Violet? Did you say, take care of my daughter when I cannot? Higher power didn't take Violet, did it? It's not Violet's time. It's not your time. Our times are written in the book of life. Because you're listening to this, I know it's not your time. You have Violet in your arms. I know it's not her time. I cannot predict the future, but I know the past. I know 5 seconds ago I was alive. You were alive. Violet was alive. 5 seconds from now, I don't know. It's okay. I don't need to know. I'm just going to enjoy right now. Violet in your arms mentally. Visualize the two of you together. Thank the higher power for such a beautiful young girl, the baby girl. I said young girl. I'm thinking of you, Sarah. I thank the higher power for you, my beautiful daughter. I can't wait to meet Violet. We say thank you to the higher power for our lives, the lives of our loved ones, the lives of our children. Thank you. Thank you for every moment. Every moment is written in the book of life after it passes. The future pages are also written, but we're not allowed to flip through and see the end, are we? We only see yesterday with clarity, not tomorrow. While I've got you in a relaxed state, I want to reassure you about something, Sarah. The chemical imbalance that you're experiencing, which is heightening your fear and anxiety, will pass. You will not be locked into it the way Trish was. Trish locked herself into it. Your mother locked herself into it because she was abusing substances, alcohol specifically. Keep yourself not pure, but keep yourself from depending on a substance. Depend on your inner self. Because you see, the substance can mask the feelings of desperation, and that feels good for a moment, but it means we never deal with those feelings. Better, I say, to face those fears straight on. Face those fears straight on. Don't mask them. Accept them. Deal with them. And they will go away. They will be healed. Do you remember when we talked about our loss? We both basically, the phrase you used was sat with it. When we lost Riley, we sat with it. We just let it wash over us. And by washing over us, it eventually ran out. It was a long time, wasn't it? It's not going to be so long this time. The chemical imbalance is already going to start subsiding, but you've got to move from a psychiatric imbalance without a limp, without incurring a psychological imbalance. So the fear and anxiety you feel starts with the hormonal crash that happens, the sudden hormonal change that happens at birth within a mom. It has triggered a fear and anxiety feeling. Your mind, the psychological part of you, your spirit, your soul, is looking for the reason. It says, wow, I'm so fearful, I'm so anxious, there must be a reason. And it's searching for the reason. But the reason is really because of the birth and the imbalance that within the hormonal and neurochemical cycles that we all have. Well, we all have in our bodies. Even men have hormones, I've been told. But those imbalances will go away. But you can bring them into your mind, into your psychology, into your spirit, and continue them even after the physical has subsided, has come back to a new level of balance. So I, the way I think of it is, I didn't know this, but when I broke my foot a while ago, the podiatrist was telling me it was all healed. And I said, well, why am I still limping? He says, it happens to all my patients. Your mind is what's limping. So at first there was a physical pain in my foot. My mind compensated by limping, by trying to get the pressure off the sore part. But when the sore part went away, my mind did not immediately start walking normally. I don't know why. It just, I kept limping for a while. And actually the limping was hurting, if you know what I mean. I was walking unevenly to prevent a pain that wasn't there anymore, and that uneven walking caused me to feel discomfort in my foot, and that kept me walking with a limp, and that's what we don't want. So don't worry about why you feel fear and anxiety. Know that everything's going to be fine. Everything is going to be wonderful. You've given Violet to the higher power. I know you long ago gave yourself to the higher power. I know, even though you're struggling having with the loss of Trish, I know you also have given her to the higher power. But you may still feel fear and anxiety from the physical nature of what's going on. All right. It's time for us to slowly leave the higher power. We're now going to reverse the journey that we took, the visualization. I can see our sun again. It's beautiful, it's bright, it's life-giving. I see the earth, so full of life, such a good place to live. I see the continent that I live on. I see the state that I live in. I see the city, the neighborhood. I see my house. I see myself in the backyard. I'm back inside my body. My eyes are still closed, but I'm back inside my body. You're back inside your body. Violet is still with you. Wonderful. Now we're going to do 3 cleansing breaths as we prepare to come back. In through the nose. Hold it. Slowly out through the mouth, releasing tension, knowing that you're going to be okay. And again. Hold it. Out, releasing tension, knowing you're going to be okay. And the final one, when you're ready. I love you, Sarah. I love you with all my heart. I would give my life for you, Sarah. But our times are not for us to choose. But we do choose who we love. And I love you. Wiggle your fingers and toes now. Slowly, slowly, when you're ready, open your eyes. Have a great day. Give Violet a kiss for me. Tell her Grandpa Dan will be there soon. Today is a great day, Sarah. An excellent day.